Hi guys, and welcome back to this video. I just want to say thank you so much for watching my videos and commenting and sending me emails and liking my Instagram profile. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to do. Then you will get a lot of more watch content. So this video is going to be one of the longer ones because this is a kind of thorough recommendation of the perfect three-piece watch collection under $1,000. So this is a video where I'm going to give you some suggestions if you want to build up a nice watch collection and you only want to spend around $1,000. So let me roll the intro and I'll be right back with my suggestions. Okay, and welcome back to this video. The perfect three-piece watch collection under $1,000. And there's only actually maybe one or two rules for this video. We can't spend more than $1,000 in all. We need three different kinds of watches. We can't just make a three-piece watch collection with three divers or drive watches or three GMT watches or three dress watches. You need three different types of watches to really have the watches which you can use in different situations. So if you're just going to spend some time in the garden or taking a walk in the rain, well, then you need one type of watch. If you're going to a party, you need another type of watch, and if you're going traveling to another time zone, you will need another type of watch. So I have tried to find the watches which will tick off three boxes. You need a dress watch, you need a dive watch, and you need a beater / dual time zone watch. So this is the three types of watches I'm going to present you with. And if you haven't seen it, I also did a video about the best three-piece watch collection under $500. So you can find this if you want to maybe look at other suggestions, because you can mix the suggestions of this video with the suggestions of the video about the free watches of under $500. So my first part of the watch collection is the dress watch. And well, here I have three choices with each type of watch. And the first one is the Tissot Viso date. This can be bought for around $400 or $500 new. You can also find them pre-owned for less. So depending on how you want to put together your watch collection, you can buy pre-owned and then have some extra money to buy a more expensive watch. But this can be had at around $400 or $500. This is an automatic Swiss watch. It's a watch from Tissot, which is a respected mid-tier, lower mid-tier watch company. I actually own a Tissot and I'm really happy with it. So the Viso date is a quite popular watch, and it really ticks the box of a dress watch. With this watch, you can get it with a white dial or black dial, and it comes in a steel case or in a kind of gold-plated, gold-toned case. It's a 40mm watch. It's 30-meter water resistant. It comes with sapphire crystal, which is a really nice thing because it's really hard to scratch the sapphire crystal. So this is a really nice feature for a watch at this price range, that it comes with sapphire crystal. It's got a date complication. So some like it and some people don't like it. Some people like dress watches to be really simple, and I have heard some people complain about the way that Tissot designed this watch. But it comes with a date complication, and that could maybe come in handy if you forget which day or date it is. It comes with a see-through case back, which is a nice feature, so you can really enjoy the movement. And the movement is an ETA 2836-2. It has a nice power reserve of 42 hours. It's a quite thick watch, so you have to take this into consideration if you're going to buy this watch. I would also suggest, if you're looking at other Tissot watches, you could look at the Couturier, the Tradition Perpetual Calendar, or the Tradition models, if you're looking into other Tissot watches than if you're not really into the Tissot Visor date. So my next choice is another mid-tier Swiss watch company, and this is of course Hamilton. Hamilton makes some great watches. I own 2 Hamiltons myself, and this is a Jazzmaster Viewmatic, and it has the reference number H32455557. This comes at around $400 to $500 as well, just like the Visor date. As a new watch, you can get it cheaper if you're willing to buy pre-owned. So here you get a really nice dressy watch with a nice leather strap. I really like the dial. It's a beautiful dial. It's really dressy. It's really classy looking, and especially the blue hands. It's just such a beautiful feature. This is a watch you're going to notice. So if anybody is wearing this watch at a party or at a meeting, you're definitely going to notice this watch because of the blue hands. You can get it with a day complication, which is fitted over the 12 at the 12 o'clock. So this is whatever you're into. If you want the cleaner dial, you just get it out without the day complication. If you like the day complication, well, then you have the choice of this as well. The point with this watch, about this watch, is that it's only 37 millimeters in diameter. So this is a smaller watch. So if you have a big wrist, this will definitely be too small. But for a classic dress watch, this is the perfect size. A lot of the Rolexes and the older Omegas and Longines vintage watches, they're only 34 to 36 millimeters. And a lot of dress watches are actually just only 36, but this is only a 37 millimeter watch. It has a nice 50 meters water resistance, so it can take some water. It has a sapphire glass, a see-through case back, and the movement is really nicely decorated by Hamilton. You have to take into consideration, if you want to buy this watch, that the leather strap it comes on is only 18 centimeters long. So if you have a bigger wrist, this would be a problem. I am not even sure I would be able to be able to wear it without putting another leather strap on. But it's a really nice watch. The movement is again a proven ETA movement. This time it's the 2824-2. It only has a power reserve of 38 hours, which is a little disappointing. So if you're looking at other Hamilton watches, you should look after the Jazzmaster H3251-5535. It's the same, approximately the same watch as the one I mentioned here, but this comes with a black dial and it's 40 millimeters in diameter. So if you're looking into bigger watches and you like this Jazzmaster model, then this would be the model for you. You can also look at the Jazzmaster H3250-5731, the Hamilton Khaki King, and maybe some of the field watches. Some of Hamilton's field watches actually have a kind of dress watch. Okay, and my third choice is maybe one of the most famous lower mid-tier watches on YouTube, and this is of course the Seiko Saab. And this is, I chose the 033 with the black dial, but you can also get a Saab 035 with a white dial. And brand new, this watch is about $350 to $500, and you can get it even cheaper if you're buying pre-owned. This is a quality, for the price range, a quality Japanese automatic watch. This is one of Seiko's more popular dress watches, and you get a watch that is really dressy to look at. The dial and the whole finish is really beautiful, and you also, with this watch, get a day complication at 3 o'clock. So like the Hamilton Jazzmaster, this only comes in 37 millimeters. So this is a classic, kind of classic dress watch size. But if you have a bigger wrist, you should find another. A really great thing about this watch, for being a dress watch, it has a water resistance down to It's water resistant down to 100 meters. So this is a nice little detail with this watch. I wouldn't take it diving anyway. And a nice touch as well is the case thickness, which is only 1.12 centimeters, 11.2 millimeters. It has a see-through case back. It has synthetic sapphire glass, so this is okay, but it's not real sapphire glass. The movement is definitely not as beautiful and nicely decorated as you will see with the Tissot and Hamilton, but it's a proven good Seiko in-house 6R15 movement. It has a power reserve of 50 hours. So this is a really nice thing with a watch at this price point, that it has a power reserve of 50 hours. So you can have it lying around for 2 whole days and it will still be running. So this is a really nice thing with 50-hour power reserve. You can also, if you're looking at other Seiko watches, you could probably look up the legendary Saab 065. This is also called the cocktail timer. This is one of the most famous of the lower end Seiko dress watches. Especially the dial, because of the dial, the kind of cocktail or almost champagne-like dial. This comes in and around, it's a little pricier, but it's around $500 to $700, and it is a 40 millimeter watch. So if you're not really comfortable with a 37 millimeter watch, this could be the right one. Okay, so this was the 3 choices plus some extra choices for the dress watch. So now we move on to the second type of watch you need in the perfect free watch collection, and this is of course the dive watch. So my first choice is the Orion Mako 2. This comes in both black and blue dialed versions, and the price is really amazing for this watch. You can actually find this watch brand new at around $250, and it goes up to around $400. But if you're patient and you look around, you can actually find this watch for around $250, which is quite amazing for a dive watch, and let me say why. So I actually think this is the king, the new emperor of affordable Japanese dive watches. It beats the Seiko SKX back to the Stone Age. If you look at what you get with this watch compared to the Seiko SKX, this is by far the better watch. Whatever kind of feeling you have with the SKX, or you like the design better, it's a whole other story. But if you just look at the movement and what you get with this watch, this is definitely a watch that is a lot better than the Seiko SKX. I will probably make a video about that at some point. But here you actually get hand winding, so you can hand wind the watch. You don't have to shake it. You can hand wind it with your fingers. Just turn the crown. You can't do this with the SKX. It's not. You're not able to hand wind it. You also get hacking, which means the second hand will stop moving when you pull out the crown. This means that you can set the time even more precise than you would be able to with the SKX, which doesn't have hacking. Also, this is the movement called the in-house Orient movement called Orient Caliber F6922, and it's a proven, reliable, and tough movement. The case diameter for a dive watch is a fairly nice 41.5 millimeters. I think it's nice because you don't want a dive watch too small. You don't want a dive watch at a 38-39 millimeters. A dive watch should be bigger and more present on your wrist, but you don't want a 44-45 millimeter. When I wouldn't, but if you have a larger wrist or you really like the bigger watches, 41.5 millimeters may not be big enough for you. But I think this is a really nice size. It's a little more modern size for a dive watch, and it fits right in between the smaller and the bigger dive watches. For the price, you also get a really nice steel bracelet. Now I know the steel bracelet, which is kind of the same type as the Orion Mako XL. If you want to look into the Orion Mako XL, which is a really big masculine dive watch from Orient, find the video in the archives. I reviewed this watch some months ago. This is a watch water resistant down to 200 meters, which is perfectly fine. Who's going to dive any deeper with a watch in this at this price range? So 200 meters is nice. It's mineral crystal, so at this price point you don't get everything. Mineral crystal is fine, but it's not as tough as sapphire crystal, but it's okay. And it has a fairly nice power reserve of 40 hours when you have fully charged the watch. You should also, if you're looking into your other Orion dive watches, you could look at the Orion Mako. You could maybe call it the Orion Mako 1, or you could look at the Orion Mako USA, which is a really nice watch as well, or the Orion Mako XL, which I just mentioned before. So my second choice, or my second suggestions, and this is not a top 3, this is just 3 suggestions, so the Seiko SKX fans, don't kill me. This would actually be a micro brand called Deep Blue Master 1000. So why do I mention this? Of course, because of the price. You get this watch around $250 brand new. So this is not a big watch company like Seiko or Orion. This is a smaller micro company, but I really like the fact that you with a Deep Blue Master 1000 you actually get a dive watch where you can choose between 20 different colors. So you can really find the perfect watch for you. If you're really into green or yellow or blue or whatever, red, whatever kind of color dive watch you want, here you can find the perfect match for you. So let me say a little bit about this German micro brand. They produced dive watches at different price ranges, and you can get dive watches of a water resistance of up to 1,000 meters from a Deep Blue watch company. So from what I've researched and what I heard, people are happy with their Deep Blue watches. It's not a Rolex, of course, or an Omega or anything, but it's a nice tough watch at the price point around $250. The Master 1000 is for you guys who like your dive watches bigger. This is a 44 millimeter diameter watch. It's powered by the Seiko NH35 movement. So it's not the best movement. It's a pretty dated movement, but still it's a very reliable, robust movement. You can really beat up this watch and it will still be running. So that's the good thing about this. I really like the water resistance, which is 200 meters, which I think is really nice for a dive watch. You can easily take this watch swimming at the beach or diving in the pool, no problem. It also comes with sapphire crystal, which is really nice at this price point. Remember, the Orion Mako 2 doesn't come with a sapphire crystal, it's only mineral. So here you get sapphire, so this is a really nice thing about this watch. Also, it comes with the famous helium escape valve, which is a nice design touch. It has a function, of course, like on the Omega Seamaster Bond, but it's really, if you like your dive watch to look a little more tooly, this is a nice little feature. It comes on either a rubber strap or steel. You can buy a steel bracelet for it. So with 20 models, you get a lot of different choices. So of course, my third suggestion would of course be the Seiko SKX, and this is all about if you want the Pepsi bezel version. It's the 009. If you want the blue, the black blue version is the 007. This costs around $300 to $400, but some rumors are going that this watch is discontinued, so the prices are going a bit up, but you can still find this watch at around $300 to $400. So, of course, I have to mention the Seiko SKX when it comes to the choice for an affordable dive watch, and it's a legendary dive watch. You have probably seen 10-20 videos about this video on YouTube. This is probably the most famous, the most reviewed affordable dive watch at YouTube. And what can I say? You probably know a lot about the SKX, but Well, I love my SKX. I modified it a lot. You can also find the video where I modified this watch. I put on a rubber strap. I put on another bezel insert, so it's not the Pepsi anymore. And I like this watch. It's a fun watch, and it's a watch that can take a beating. And this is really the best point about the SKX. It's a proven watch. It can take a beating, but it's also a dated watch. You don't get hand winding. You don't get hacking. It's a dated watch. It's not a watch with a movement that is really up to standards of 2016. So I think, of course, this should be mentioned. But I would like to mention another Japanese watch company. Now I've been around Orion, Seiko, and would of course like to mention Citizen. Citizen is a watch company, one of the biggest watch companies in the world, probably the biggest watch company in the world compared when we look at how many watches they produce, and they make some really nice watches. I own 2 Citizen ProMaster watches, and well, I'm actually wearing a Citizen watch right now, which we'll have a look at in a few minutes, because this watch is actually also one of my choices for the 3 watches in this watch collection. So of course, I think you should look at a Citizen. You can get a really nice Citizen dive watch in the ProMaster series for under $300. This summer I went to San Francisco and I bought a completely new ProMaster Eco Drive, the blue one. You can also find a review in my archives for $220, including taxes, because the watch dealer actually, I heckled a bit with the poor guy, and he said, okay, I'm going to pay the taxes. So I got it for $220, and this is a really nice watch at the price. The great thing about the Eco Drive, it's not an automatic watch, but it's like an advanced quartz watch. So this watch will, when it runs on solar power or light, artificial light, but it's running best on solar power. And when it's fully charged, it will run for 6 months straight. So you don't have to change battery. It will just keep running, just to have it out in the sun and the light, where you always would want to wear your dive watch. So look into the Citizens. Okay, so now we're down to the third choice, and now we only have around $200 left, because we spent around $300 to $500 on the dress watch, $250 to $400 on the dive watch. So now we have around $200 to $300 left, and the third category is the beater watch, and the beater watch meaning that the watch you're not afraid to bang up a bit. So if you're going out doing some sports, or you're doing some work in the garden, or you're playing with your children, or whatever you're doing, riding your bike or whatever, this is the watch you're going to wear out of the 3 watches you got in the collection, because you won't be too sad if it gets scratched or you beat it up. But also, I'm not only looking into beater watches, I'm also looking into probably the most useful complication ever made for watches, and it's the dual time zone, the GMT dual time zone, world time, whatever you want to call it. So my choices here are quite cheap watches that you wouldn't be too sad about banging up, scratching, but you also can use the watch when you're going on holiday or traveling, so you can track the time, the time back home, or the local time where you are, and then the time back home. So here's my 3 choices, and actually you can find some of these watches around $100 to $200, but you can also spend a little more and get up to $300. It depends on how much you spend on the 2 first choices. So the first one is the watch I'm wearing now, and this is the Citizen Nighthawk. This is a really complicated pilot's watch, but this ticks a lot of boxes. It ticks the box that it's quite rough. It can take a beating, but it also ticks the box where you get a second time zone, so you can track your local time or the time where you're traveling. So this is the Citizen Nighthawk, and I'm going to review this watch. It's a really cool, nice, if you look at the dial, it's really busy. It's a lot of stuff happening. You can actually use this watch to do some serious calculating. If you're calculating tips or something, you could actually use this watch, but I will get more into this watch when I'm going to review it. But this is my first choice, and it comes in different models with different straps. This is a nice rubber leather kind of strap with a nice clasp, I really actually enjoy it. You can get it on a steel bracelet in different varieties. Some of them are only made for the American market, and some of them you can get in Europe as well, but you can always find them on different overseas. I bought this at the duty-free island shop, it's called. I think it's placed in Malaysia or Singapore. So you can of course always order the watch, even though it's not available in your market. So this is the Citizen Nighthawk. And what I really like about this watch is the dual time zone, all the complications, the busy dial. It's water resistant down to 220 meters. It has mineral crystal, so it's not as tough as a sapphire crystal, but mind you, this is a watch that only cost me around $200, I think. It's a 42 millimeter size. It has a date window, and it comes with what I mentioned before, the really nice Eco Drive system. So this watch will be charged by sunlight or artificial light, and then it will just start running. So we don't have any sun here because it's autumn, so I just had it lying around with the light in my kitchen. It just started running, and it's been running ever since. So it's a really nice, and of course, like I said, fully charged, it'll run you for six months straight without needing any charge. So you just put it in your drawer, take it out 6 months later, it's still running. The date has changed, and it's just, you can just put it on your arm and go out and beat it up. So my next choice for this is actually not as tough a watch as this, and it's actually not a watch with a dual time zone, but it's a Swiss-made in-house automatic watch. And this watch, it's kind of a revolution in the Swiss watch company. It's of course the Swatch System 51. It's called the System 51 because the movement only consists of 51 parts. And the price, you can get this brand new, either made in plastic or in steel. They actually made a new version in steel for around $150. So a Swiss-made in-house movement watch, automatic watch at $150. So this doesn't take the second time zone, but if you just want a fun, nice, everyday summer beating up watch, I think the System 51 is a really nice choice. It has no complications. You can only see the time. It does have hand winding, which is a really nice feature for such a cheap automatic in-house movement watch. And just listen to me now. The power reserve is up to 90 hours. So this is the perfect power reserve for a beater watch, for your third choice watch, that you probably the watch you're going to wear the least. So you can have it lying around for many days, and it will still be running 90 hours power reserve. It's quite amazing how they made it. It's a watch with a diameter of 42 millimeters, so it's quite a present watch, but it's not really thick. And now, as I said, it comes in both steel and in plastic as well. And you get it on a leather strap or like a rubber strap. And my third choice and last choice in this video about free watches, the perfect free watch collection under $1,000, is actually a quartz watch. And this is an extremely cheap watch. So if you spend a lot of money on the two first watches, or you have a little money left, then you can get a fourth watch. And this is the Timex Expedition. The reference number is T498759J. I have found this watch brand new for around $140. But you can actually find some of the Expedition models down to $30. So here you have a $30 watch. And what are you getting? Well, Timex, they're not a watch brand as famous as Citizen or Seiko or some of the other brands I mentioned, but Timex is actually a very old watch brand. They actually started, they were founded in 1854, so they've been around for 160 years. It must be quite amazing. The Expedition model, which I'm featuring in this video, is a quartz watch, but it's hard to find automatic watches or eco drive watches or solar or kinetic watches when you're down at this price point. But it's a quartz watch, so you have to change the battery every year, every second year. But as a beater watch, I think this is the perfect choice. You wouldn't, if you spend $30 on a watch, you don't really get too sad if you beat it up. So I actually think the version I'm putting on the screen here has a really nice design, and it's a simple kind of field military watch. It's water resistant to down to 100 meters, which is a really nice feature. So if could you be your holiday watch as well? I'm just wearing it every day. I'm going into the pool, I'm going to the beach. I don't care. It's a $100 watch, and it's water resistant. It comes with it's 42 millimeters in diameter, and it comes with mineral glass. So of course, at this price point, you won't get sapphire. So these were my different suggestions for the perfect three-piece watch collection under $1,000. Remember to see my other video where I've made up the best three-piece watch collection for under $500. Maybe you can just mix up some of all the suggestions and you get the perfect watch collection. You can maybe even mix up my suggestions and get a nice watch collection of 4 or 5 watches. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Remember to comment. I really love to get your comments. I would really like to hear your opinion. Do you have any good suggestions for a dress watch, a dive watch, and a beater watch if you want to keep prices down? So please remember to put your suggestions down in the comments, because other viewers can read them. Remember to subscribe to my videos if you want more watch content. I'm constantly planning new watch content and doing new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, email me. It's really nice to get emails. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you didn't get too tired with this video, which actually was over 32 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.